And we started with 5 designers who met at the launch of the Design Council's Living Well with Dementia Challenge as well. So what is Grouple? Grouple is a private online hub for family members to share their responsibilities and experiences when caring for a relative. Inspiration for Grouple came from my wife's grandmother, and she was diagnosed with dementia following a stroke, and she quickly went from living on her own in a flat to living in a care home. And 2 things really struck me at that point. Firstly, how it took a stroke to confirm what all of her relatives had already known but not acted upon, that she had dementia. And secondly, how difficult it was to coordinate family visits to the care home. We used to use the visitor book at the care home to find out when other people had visited, and as a result, visits were sporadic and irregular. As we undertook wider research, mostly through carers, through workshops and interviews, we realised that we were tapping into a much bigger problem. And here are 2 typical quotes and how they have helped us form our solution. One of the hardest parts of coping with Mum's hospitalisation was telling the rest of my family what was happening at the end of each day. I was exhausted and emotionally drained. Because they live all over the place, I had to call one, email another, and text another. So Grouple is a single point of contact. It's private, secure, easy to use, and accessible. No one in the family realises how much I do on a day-to-day basis in caring for my dad. They are willing to help, but managing them is just another job for me. So we designed Grouple to enable family members to share their experiences and responsibilities and coordinate their efforts. I'd now like to show you a quick animation that explains how Grouple works. Hope I've got sound. Yeah, could be very loud.
So your mum's been diagnosed with dementia. I mean, she still fusses over your hair and clothes, but now she needs a little looking after too. You're swamped at work and you live miles away, but you try to visit as often as you can, because you know that a cup of tea and a trip down memory lane really makes her day. But what happens after you leave? Instead of worrying, is she looking after herself? Is she eating well? Is she feeling lonely? Wouldn't it be nice to know that others are visiting too, and that mum is getting the care she needs? That's where Grouple comes in. Think of it as a way for a group of people to work together as a team. Grouple is a secure online service that keeps the whole family updated about everyone's visits with mum. Here's how it works. Sign up to Grouple and invite other family members to join. Now say you just paid a visit. Write a quick note about what you did, add a photo and click post. And it pops up on a timeline that everyone can see. This gives a visual map of all the visits that have happened and ones that are planned for the future. As a family, you can now work together, and because everyone can join in on your posts, you can easily collaborate, sharing happy moments, leaving comments, and swapping ideas. For example, if you know that mum likes to feed the ducks, you can tell others where the best pond is. If she's been given new medication, you can all keep an eye on the changes, and you can simply filter the posts by category or date, and then print out a tailored report to show to a doctor or a social worker. With Grouple, all the family can be more involved in mum's care, even if they're not always around. This means a more joined-up approach to caring, and that mum doesn't have to wait too long for her next cup of tea. Grouple, collaborative caring.
I just want to show you a few screen grabs of what Grouple actually looks like. Try and convey, an idea that we've designed it to be as friendly and easy to use as possible. This slide shows the main timeline of events, and you can scroll forwards and backwards, left and right. And in between the different events, the gaps in the care schedule are illustrated and identified. This is, when you click on one of the events, you come through to this page, and that's where you can read the detail of each event. And so you can use it to plan an event in the future, a visit that's coming up, or you can use it to make observations and record things as they pass. When you create or edit an event, you're prompted to add comments both to the social section and the well-being section. And this is to encourage people to share both the positive aspects and the concerns associated with caring for somebody. And this is a reports page. And this is a way of filtering all the content you've got on your timeline, but creating a custom report that you can save as a PDF. So you might create a social report that you can share with friends or family members that aren't online, or you might just filter out all of the medical stuff and the well-being stuff so you can share it with healthcare providers or doctors and assist in diagnosis. And this is, printed reports, so they're going offline as well. So just to sum up, we hope that Grouple is great for communication because it's a neutral and accessible platform for all members of the family. We hope it's good for inclusion. It's a way to involve the whole family across generations and time zones. And thirdly, it's good for documentation. You can easily compile a whole family's observations to share with professionals or relatives. At the moment, we've done we've got a prototype that's being used. We're taking on lots of feedback and making it simpler and easier to use than we thought possible. And we're looking for money. Thank you very much.